So, LaVoyce, spell your name for us, and then the year, and tell us the year that you were Citrus Queen. And do your full name, LaVoyce Leggett Porter.
Okay, LaVoyce Leggett Porter, spelled L-A, capital V as in Victor, O-Y-C-E, Leggett, L-E-G-G-E-T-T, Porter, P-O-R-T-E-R.
And you were the 1966?
Yes, 1966 Florida Citrus Queen.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being with us here today. And they're not going to hear the questions that I'm asking you, but we will have like a little title slide go over that'll say the question or whatever one's going to end up using.
Okay.
But if you can, try to answer in a full sentence for me, okay?
One sentence
A
yeah.
full sentence.
Full sentence, okay.
So, like if I say, like, what was the highlight of your year? Say the highlight of my year was, and that'll be my first question. So, so what was the highlight of your year?
I think understanding the citrus industry and how important it played in the Florida industry in itself, traveling around and promoting Florida citrus throughout the Midwest, up north, and throughout the state of Florida was quite interesting and an education for me.
Had you been out of Florida at that point before you were Florida Citrus Queen?
Out of Florida, representing a company.
Just had you traveled outside the state of Florida when you were?
Yes,
I had not. So.
no. I've traveled. My parents, as when we were younger children, made sure that we got a vast education in traveling as far as Colorado. Didn't make it to California, but New Mexico and on up into North Carolina, New York. As a senior, I did a trip to New York City, Washington, D.C. to get to understand my country better.
So what was your favorite appearance as Florida Citrus Queen?
Oh golly, there's so many. I can say just meeting former Florida Citrus Queens on the road, just representing the industry and all walks of life, even teeing up to an orange on a golf course in Orlando. That's when the Arnold Palmer Invitational first started. And so they said, you don't look like you're in golf attire, but here's a club and here's an orange, and we're gonna put it out there, and I want you to go and swing at it. And the picture wound up on the Golf Digest magazine. I'm going, okay, very good. As long as I don't look like I'm making a fool of myself, go for it, orange juice.
That's funny, I had not heard you tell that story before. But you had said that when you were Citrus Queen, you actually were crowned in your bathing suit. That was the first I'd heard about that. What was the pageant like at that point?
It was a beauty pageant. Everything was done in your swimsuit. I've got pictures of, as you can tell, of me being crowned, sitting in a swimsuit, and I'm going, okay, whatever. At times, a lot of pageants would crown you in swimsuit versus evening gown. And then they got to where they felt that women were a little more self-conscious and easier to deal with a long gown or a street dress, for that matter, whatever you're comfortable in, of which the Miss America pageant did for a few years, whatever you wanted to wear in street attire, from long gown to pants to a short dress.
Now, I saw a picture of you sitting on top of the Holiday Inn sign, which was, tell us a little bit about that. The Holiday Inn was what for the pageant?
We were just doing a, what do you want to call it? We were staying at a Holiday Inn in the middle of the state. And they said, we'd like for you to climb up all the way up top. If you can recall back in the days that you would see Holiday Inn signs along the turnpike that were way high, so that they knew at the next exit you could stay at a Holiday Inn sign. That was my resting point right there. I would, they got a, I'm sorry, a fire truck and hoisted the ladder on the fire truck to the top of the Holiday Inn sign and said, we'll have somebody follow you right behind you until you get right up to the Holiday Inn sign, and then they'll come back down and just smile for the camera and act like you're really enjoying it and staying at the Holiday Inn. And I said, okay, if I don't get a nosebleed. And it was a lot of fun. I was doing all kinds of things, from jumping out of oranges, pulling the top out and coming out at certain events going around. And it was really quite an experience, one that I will never forget. It led me to be more self-confident in myself. And in the interim, I went on to help other young ladies participate in pageants.
Now, you actually were responsible for reviving the Miss Florida Citrus program in 2015 as part of the Miss America program.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember what prompted you to want to return to that?
Again, I thought that the Florida citrus industry ought to be represented. It plays a major part in the overall economy for the state. And if they could take care of the entrance fees for the girls to have a entry into it and have a local pageant so that they could get a representation, I think it could go far and give the Florida citrus industry a name out there that they could associate with, other than recognizing you in a grocery store.
Wonderful. Now, what do you feel, how do you feel that being Florida Citrus Queen impacted your life?
Self-confidence, I do believe, because I don't have a problem speaking in front of a group. I take young ladies that want assistance in their attire, their mannerisms. I've taught etiquette classes to young ladies that now we're going to go out and we're going to go to a luncheon, whatever, and this is how we do it. You start from the outside and work in as far as your shovelware to eat whatever is put in front of you. And just little things like that, and then try to help them in that respect. You'd be surprised at a lot of young ladies that don't have those, quote, etiquette classes at the beginning to understand the right way to enter a room, introduce people, things of that nature. And so it was, I wanted to help on my local level in Homestead, where I'm originally from, and help young ladies participate in pageants and get a better feel for meeting the public and talking to people in general on many levels.
That door open earlier, you go get that in place?
I think so.
Okay.
Am I doing all right?
Yeah.
You're doing fine, yes. We'll edit some of that down, but that's perfect.
Talking too much, right?
Maybe smaller sound bites, just a little bit. But again, there's a piece in there that's exactly what I know I'll pull from that.
Okay.
It's really fine. What advice would you give young women going into the program today?
Be yourself. That's very important. Coming across as being fake, so to speak, or canned answers, doesn't get it. The public, people can see right through that. And they want you to speak from the heart. So give them your best interpretation of you.
That was very good there. Now, what are your thoughts on the centennial?
On the what?
On the centennial celebration. Miss Florida Citrus Queen, Miss Florida Citrus turning 100.
The up and coming, I'm anxious to be a part of it. I'll participate when I can. And I think that it's great to have the recognition and to bring it into a forefront for the Florida citrus industry.
What would you want to make sure that young women today know about the program as sure that they know today about being Miss Florida Citrus or Florida Citrus Queen?
I don't know if it's still part of the program. I was involved and went to a few pageants in the teens, and I found out that you needed to do a commercial. And that was not part of my agenda way back in '66. You just had to be a pretty face, have a decent looking figure to be able to carry off swimsuit, evening gown, your poise and your personality to be able to talk. And it got to be more of a job halfway through it. I don't know if that's still on the agenda since I have not attended a pageant in quite some time.
We'll talk about that more later, but no, we did it back when they were the industry spokesperson. They became the industry spokesperson for the Department of Citrus, and I
Right.
was able to get the Department of Citrus to pay a salary, and that was when we went into all doing interviews. But we'll talk about that when we do our for the oral history. But yes, let's see. I wanted to ask you one other thing, and I wanted to like. Did you have any like unique or funny things that happened to you while you were Citrus Queen?
I think my most enjoyable aspect of being Citrus Queen was getting a golf lesson, a putting lesson from Arnold Palmer. And a few other pro golfers were giving him a hard time as he was in back of me, lining me up to make the putt. If she makes this putt, I will give you a certain amount of money. And it kind of intimidated me to a certain degree. And I didn't make the putt, by the way, but it was a lot of fun with all the guys there. See, she's a female. She can't play as well as the men can. And some of them said, don't color it too short there, kid, because I think she can override you if she really wanted to. But it was a lot of fun.
That is fun. I like him. He was a super nice guy. Is there anything you would like to make sure we knew about your particular year as Florida Citrus Queen?
My year as Florida Citrus Queen gave me the self-confidence of, because as soon as I gave up my title, there was a man waiting for me that said, I want to make you my wife. And I said, that's fine, I can do it. I want to fulfill my obligation with the citrus industry first. That's foremost right now. When you commit to something, follow through. And then since then, I've committed to a marriage. And for going on 57 years, that's been a plus in my life, raising 2 sons and 5 grandchildren. And each of my granddaughters, there's 3 of them, I want to have them have the same values in their self-confidence that I got instilled with, like my mother was a big inspiration for me in those days of making sure that you sell yourself and go out there with a smile on your face, with confidence and good posture.
Very nice. Very nice. Anything else you want to cover for this short little brief interview?
That about do it. I think that, you know, young ladies that participate in this program and can go on to participate in the Miss America system, can benefit by it in more ways than just being a pretty face on stage with talent that you have to have now. But it produces a self-confidence that I think is very important in today's world, in the business industry, period, whatever you decide to do.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.